Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche, Cyberland. Your favorite Bawalao, Rumina, Dileke, coming at you. So there's a common question that's constantly being asked. And I just want to make sure I made a video. Why? Because it's just the easiest way to get the word out and save you time. Because no matter what, you can shoot me all the emails and messages, but at the end of the day, it's very hard for me to answer every single one of them. I will answer every single one of them, but maybe, just maybe, for you, it's more important that I answer it right away. And I would like to do my best to meet that expectation by giving you a video that's more instant. The question that's always asked is spiritual journeys. Hey, I learned about this faith, or hey, my mother's been in this faith, or hey, my grandmother, or hey, I feel like this connection with this spirituality of this faith. And there's a lot of different ways to cut it. And I hear many different things. The key aspect of things that I would tell you is, if you're brand new, and you're just trying to figure things out, okay? Nothing better to me than you going through a spiritual mass, all right? Un misa espiritual. Because in that misa espiritual, one of the prime things that you're going to do is something that's very important in this faith, and that's to better connect you, okay, with your eguns. Eguns are your principal advisors until you begin to cross different lands within our spiritual realms, whether it's Osha, whether it's Ifa, whether it's Palo, okay? And at the end of the day, what we always need to remember is that each and every one of us have a spiritual guide. And it's very, very important that we do right by our spiritual guide, and that's where the spiritual masses begin to kind of evolve the more you go. The more you go, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more your spiritual guide shows himself or herself, and you begin to understand who exactly are you attending, who exactly is coming to bat for you every day. We all have a guardian, someone that is maneuvering our head, okay? That's when people start to say, oh, I'm a hijo, or I'm a son, or a daughter, or chango, yamaya, or ya, whoever. But ultimately, okay, you still have a spirit guide. And I think mostly that is something that is forgotten, because everyone's in a rush. Everybody wants to do everything right away. And I would say that there's nothing wrong with that. But the moment you receive your warriors, your mano de oruna, you understand now what your destiny is because Ifa has marked it. You now know who your guardian is because Ifa has marked it. Now you have a great foundation to figure out, where do you go spiritually? Do you go get scratched in Palo? Or maybe you're prohibited from that. Maybe you have to go get crowned. Or maybe you don't have to get crowned. Or sometimes it is something that needs to happen, and there's some urgency to it. And that's important too. But that's why you go to the foot of the Orisha, the Ocha, the Bawalao, so the Bawalao can interpret. I will say this again, and I've said this before. I am but a man. I am not Ifa. I am not a Rula. I am not an Orisha. I am not an Ocha. I interpret, and I am a mouthpiece of Ifa to give you your journey. Where do you need to go next? Because that's important. The moment that we forget that, all right, and this is where it's very important, if you guys have heard my video on God Paris, here's where it's super important. You got to be careful not to get scammed. You got to be careful that the right people are taking care of you. Because if not, that could turn your world upside down. And then we're going to go and we got to take some steps to kind of redo some of those things that happened. Because we want to make sure that we line you up. We got to make sure that your eguns are lined up. We got to make sure that the warriors were given to you properly. We want to make sure that issue was attended to, so we can get some of the sorbo out of here, so that your ori is shining bright and your path is open. We got to make sure that we break down your signs for your mano de orula, awufaka or ikofa if you're a female. Those things are the foundations, and they will guide you and they will tell you where you need to go. Not everybody needs to get scratched. Not everybody needs to be crowned in Ocha. Not everybody needs to be in Ifa. Bottom line. And not everybody needs to receive, okay, a lot of the divinities that are given to people nowadays. Be careful. Be careful. That's my advice. Understand who are you getting involved with. So then that way, when you do get your spiritual journey open, it is legit. It is done from the heart. Okay? And you know where you're moving. At no point in time should you finish a ceremony and be lost. No. Why would you be awful? How? You should have an Oba, a Bawala, somebody who's guiding you and someone who's going to walk you through that path. For example, maybe I'm a New Age Bawala, all right? But I give my God kids a breakdown of all three signs. And I tell them how they correlate. And I tell them what their principal sign is, and I give them their taboos. Then I give them a PowerPoint slide. I know, I'm a little extra. About where they need to go spiritually. Maybe that's just me. But I think it's that important. And that takes a lot of time out of me. And this is not something that I do full time. All right? Something that I want to do full time, and I'm working towards that. But I have a full-time career. But with that said, I wanted people to understand what is a spiritual journey in this faith. It is a real deal. It is an important deal. It is life-changing, and it will change your life, and it will make your life better. I promise you that. Take care of your egums, take care of your ocha, take care of your orula. Follow your spiritual path. In the sky is not even the limit. You go even further, because in this faith, it's universal. Food for thought. With that said, just wanted to kind of give you what was on my mind about spiritual journey and where to begin. But when you guys are ready and that responsibility you're ready to take, then you receive your warriors. That is absolutely the first responsibility you get. Or, some people may say, a glass of water and a candle. That is the first responsibility you get. Light your spiritual guide up. Because your spiritual guide deserves it. Your spiritual guide has been here for you. Your spiritual guide has been walking with you. Okay? Once you figure out who your guardian angel is, I don't like saying angel, but your guardian, okay, your ori, light them up too. And when you light them up, you don't do it in the house. You do it where do they go? Right? If it's LA, you go to the crossroads. If it's Ochum, you go to the river. If it's Yamaya, you go to the ocean. Go to their house. Tell them, hey, I'm your daughter, I'm your son. Here to give you thanks. Appreciate everything. But that's a spiritual journey. So I just want to kind of give you some aspects about spiritual journeys. Obviously, you go through spiritual masses, you line up, you can do a coronation ceremony, which is part of the misas, the masses, the spiritual masses, to line you up with your guide. You got your warriors at that point that you receive. And after that, you got your mama de orula that's going to give you your destiny. And then after that, we kind of figure out where do you go from there. In short, obviously it gets a little bit more complicated because then, you have things like Palo and you have things that, other divinities and other things and other tools that need to be consecrated for certain signs when we figure out your destiny. But that's for a different video. But I wanted to give you my take on spiritual journey. That's a spiritual journey. And with that said, Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche, Cyberland, always my pleasure. Always, please hit me up. La regla de Ifa at Gmail. la.regla.de.ifa at gmail.com, or leave me a comment. I respond to all comments. I'll give you a like. Doesn't matter what it is. You ask a question, I will answer you. For those who always tune in, you know that. Iburu, Iboya, Bucheche.